Healthy Eating Tips for Working Adults with Dr. Erin English.
Good morning. Welcome to California WIC Association's virtual conference and trade show, Embracing Opportunities and Health for Children and Families. Thank you for joining this session, Healthy Eating Tips for Working Adults. I'm so appreciative that you're interested in learning ways you can stay healthy and age well. My name is Dr. Erin English, and I'm a recently retired County Office of Education Administrator. My own wellness journey accelerated about 13 years ago when my father had a massive stroke that sadly eventually ended his life. He was a diabetic and didn't eat in a way that benefited his well-being. He was on insulin but did not adhere to a diet that maintained a stable blood sugar level. And as we know, excessive blood glucose can result in increased clots in blood vessels. The clots stop oxygen from getting to the brain, which causes stroke. After my father had his stroke, his neurologist explained to our family that we had diabetes in our genes, that it was in our family and that we need to be careful. He recommended that we consider changing our diets and eliminate red meat immediately. After watching the suffering of not only my father, but also my mother, who cared for my father for 18 months until he passed, my husband and I didn't even hesitate to start our journey into healthy living. The one gift that the two gifts that we can give to our bodies is to feed it well and give it some exercise. So I have two sessions going. I have one about healthy eating and the other one is about exercising for working people. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Anyways, my health journey led me to adhering to a plant-based, mostly organic diet and practicing yoga. I eventually became certified as a yoga instructor, and now that I'm retired, I host wellness workshops on my property in Bonneville, California. During the workshops, my guests are served meals that are plant-based and organic, and they learn de-stressing techniques that they can turn to when their lives kind of heat up. And we all know that our lives heat up often. Anyways, during our half-hour time together, I'm going to share with you a few recipes that I turn to keep my body in balance. The first recipe is a smoothie from the book Brain Saver by Anthony William. Mr. William has written many books on health and the brain. And watching my father suffer after his stroke made me acutely aware of the fragility of our brains. As there's no current cure for Alzheimer's and dementia, my goal was to change my diet to help support my brain's health. Mr. Williams' recipes have ingredients that work together to send nutrients directly to the brain, and also they cleanse the brain of these heavy metals. The recipe I chose, a heavy metal detox smoothie, is intended to rid your brain of heavy metals. Heavy metals in your brain can cause inflammation, and as we are now learning more about, heavy metals in our brain can also lead to dementia and Alzheimer's. The other two recipes I'm going to be sharing are miso blueberry muffin and leek soup. They're intended to promote a healthy digestive tract. First, we were talking about our mind and how one recipe was going to help our mind. The next two are going to be helping our intestines and our gut. The recipes are loaded with prebiotics that can be prebiotics and probiotics, and they could be found in an outstanding book called The Longevity Paradox by Dr. Stephen Gundry. He's a heart surgeon out of Palm Springs. Dr. Gundry is a strong believer in supporting a healthy intestine by supplying our body with probiotics and prebiotics. Our digestive system that we have right now, it's 30 feet. We have 30 feet of digestive tract. The food we eat can take up to 2 to 5 days to work its way through our system. With this digestive tract that we have within this digestive tract, we have an estimated 39 trillion microbial cells, which include bacteria, viruses, fungi that live in us and on us and all around us. We can either feed these healthy microorganisms in our bodies, or unfortunately we can actually harm them, which causes all kinds of gut issues and bloating and GERD and other things. One of the ways to keep healthy is to eat probiotic foods that contain beneficial live probiotics. And one way we can include probiotic food is to include fermented foods in our diet, such as yogurt with live active cultures, pickled vegetables, kombucha tea, kimchi, miso, and sauerkraut. And ironically, sauerkraut is like my number one snack, and I'm a little bit addicted to it. I run to the refrigerator and get my fork, and the one I'm using right now or eating right now is from Costco, and it's just this one. I'm just totally addicted to it, and again now it's healthy for me. So hey, um, anyways, as a starting point, in order to live a long and healthy life, Dr. Gundry recommends we eliminate certain things, and this isn't me speaking, but it's Dr. Gundry. He's recommending we eliminate bacon, beef, lamb, whole milk, hard cheeses, and nuts from our diets because they take the longest to digest and they do not allow your body to rest. And milk and other dairy products are the top source of saturated fat in American diets, and they contribute to heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's disease. It's like eating bad food when we think we're eating something good for us. It's hard for me to get my mind around that. And then studies have also linked dairy to an increased risk of breast, ovarian, and prostate cancer. So the recipes I'm going to be sharing with you are loaded with prebiotics, which are carbohydrates that act as food for our beneficial bacteria in our gut. They help the beneficial gut bacteria. And prebiotics occur naturally in many foods. They're in onions, they're in garlic, they're in oats, nuts, cabbage, leeks, and barley. And these carbs, they travel undigested through your body and through your colon, where they ferment and they produce a small chain of fatty acids that feed the gut flora. It's all pretty fascinating. So it's something, our bodies are alive and we have to feed them. So in this presentation, I'm going to show you ingredients, the recipe, then the final product. Following the 3 recipes, I'll share with you a few tips that you can do to help yourself live longer and healthier. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me anytime, and I'll share my contact information at the end of this presentation. And I hope you enjoy it.
So today, as mentioned, I will be sharing the ingredients for longevity leek soup, miso blueberry muffins, and a detox smoothie. Each has been chosen for the benefits that they have for our body. I hope you enjoy them. All of these recipes can easily be found online by searching using the name of the recipe I provided. The intent of this presentation is to share with you the healthy benefits of each of the ingredients that are in these recipes, since unfortunately you won't be able to taste them. And remember to always choose ingredients that are fresh, locally grown, and organic whenever possible. The first one I'm going to be sharing with you is from a Brain Saver book from Anthony Williams, and this is our detox smoothie, and it's supposed to help our brain to rid it of the heavy metals, and it has all kinds of great stuff in it. But before I do that, though, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about loading your blender. Put your liquids on the bottom, then your dry goods, which would be your grains, your seasoning, your powders, and then put anything leafy. It could be your kale, spinach, in this case it would be cilantro, then fruits and vegetables such as your bananas, your apples, and then on the top, that's where you put your frozen ingredients.
What you're going to see in this video is you're going to see a series of slides with the ingredients listed. So if you want to jot those down on a piece of paper, please do. I'll run them kind of slow so you can actually write them down. The ingredients are super easy. And then I'm going to do some product or some demonstrations on how to put it all together, how to mix it up. And the only thing I'm not going to do is taste it for you. But it's really good soup, and I hope you enjoy it. And then following that, I'll be demonstrating a smoothie the same way. I'll put the ingredients up on a series of slides. If you want to write the ingredients down, you're more than welcome to. And then the last thing I'll be making is some very, very nutritious muffins that you can eat on the go. Not to say I recommend eating on the go, but sometimes that is the reality that we live in, right?
So we're going to be making a heavy metal detox smoothie, and in that smoothie we have 2 bananas, 2 cups of wild blueberries, a cup of cilantro, 1 cup of orange juice, 1 teaspoon of barley grass juice powder, 1 teaspoon of spirulina, a small handful of Atlantic dulce, which is a seaweed, and they want it to be Atlantic in this case. And then we always want to put in either water, coconut water, or in the case I like is the fresh orange juice, and I get the oranges from my tree. And I always add 1 teaspoon of mushroom powder. And first, we're going to start with our orange juice. As I mentioned, these are from my tree. And remember, oranges improve your digestive system. They are a great source of vitamin C. They boost your immune system. They detoxify your body. They perk up your blood circulation. They lower inflammation. And they're good for diabetes. And they're also good for cardiac health. Gotta love your oranges. Then we have our barley grass juice powder. One of the most significant advantages of barley grass is that it contains soluble dietary fiber, which can help wash away extra cholesterol from the body even before it has a chance to enter the bloodstream. This means that consuming barley grass can reduce your risk of heart attacks and strokes, as well as the risk of developing heart disease. An organic lion's mane mushroom powder supports your memory, your focus, your clarity, and your nerve health. So these two combined, I put in almost every one of my smoothies that I make at home because you only put a tiny bit in each. And then we have our spirulina, which is a beautiful blue-green algae that grows in both salt and fresh water. It's highly nutritious, and it's a great source of protein, copper, and vitamin B. And we have blueberries, bananas, and our coconut water. And blueberries help our heart health, bone strength, skin health, blood pressure, diabetes management, cancer prevention, and mental health. 1 cup of blueberry provides 24% of a recommended daily allowance of vitamin C. And bananas are rich in nutrients, and they may improve blood sugar levels if they're eaten not ripe. You don't want to eat ripened bananas, you want to eat almost ripe. And they may help with weight loss, and they may support heart health. And the coconut water is so many things. It has antioxidant properties, and it helps lower your blood sugar. And we have kelp, which is high in antioxidants, which helps fight disease-causing free radicals, which cause inflammation. And we have cilantro, which reduces the risk of heart disease, diabetes, obesity, seizure severity, and is also raising energy levels and healthy skin and hair. And then kelp is another amazing. The kelp is you could also have it has zinc and it helps combat different types of chronic stress and digestive disorders such as reflux disease, acid reflux, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome. So all those things mixed together are just such an amazing thing for your body. So I highly recommend you throw those ingredients together, drink it 3 times a week, and just enjoy it because it's so good for your brain and your body. So I hope you enjoyed that one, and we'll move on to our next leek soup. So now we're going to switch over to our longevity leek soup recipe, and I use this for a base of mushroom soup. This recipe has been brought to you by Longevity Paradox by Stephen Gundry, and both the next 2 recipes I'll be drawing from his book. And I do some of my own additions on these, but mostly it's just great stuff. And what Dr. Gundry says is the leeks in this soup are such a wonderful longevity food with loads of polyphenols, which is an antioxidant, which stops inflammation and all kinds of things in your body. So we're going to show an ingredients list, and I'll give you a short demo. And leeks are rich in flavonoids, and flavonoids are an antioxidant and may have anti-inflammatory in them. Olive oil. So 2 teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil. And I buy my olive oil in Mexico. I go down to a wonderful place down in a valley, and olive oil has tons of antioxidants in it. It's an anti-inflammatory. It helps reduce the risk of stroke, helps protect against heart disease and diabetes. And leeks are rich in flavonoids, and flavonoids are also antioxidants and may have anti-inflammatory, anti-diabetic, and anti-cancer properties, as I mentioned before. And celery is a great source of important antioxidants. Celery reduces inflammation, it supports digestion, it's rich in vitamins and minerals, and has low glycemic index. Oh, and garlic boosts your body's immune system. It helps reduce high blood pressure, helps reduce cholesterol level, and can help with prevention of cancer. It has antibiotic properties, and it may prevent Alzheimer's and dementia. And it just tastes really good. And thyme, it has anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, and antiseptic properties, which is why it's been used for centuries to heal cuts, bruises, and scrapes. And always the zest of one lemon for the flavor and all the good things in it. And one large cauliflower. And cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable that is naturally high in fiber and vitamin B. It provides antioxidants and plant nutrients that can prevent against cancer. It also contains fiber to help weight loss and digestion. And we have nutmeg, and nutmeg has so many wonderful things in it. It relieves pain, soothes indigestion, strengthens cognitive function, detoxifies our body, and so many other things. It reduces insomnia. And we have black pepper, which is an anti-inflammatory, and it may benefit your brain. It may improve blood sugar levels, and it may lower cholesterol levels, and it may have cancer-fighting properties. And we put salt in there with for a little bit of flavor. And we always use, when we use vegetable stock, make sure it's organic and make sure it has no sugar added and things like that, just to make sure it's healthy. And we want to add a bay leaf, which improves digestion. It aids in kidney health. It improves heart health. It helps manage diabetes. It provides antioxidant. It relieves respiratory condition, has anti-cancer properties, and it's antimicrobial. And we put in a little chopped chives and Parmesan cheddar cheese for the garnish. And then I add mushrooms to everything. These reduce the risk of cancer. They lower your sodium. They promote lower cholesterol. They protect your brain health. They provide a source of vitamin D. And they stimulate a healthier gut. And they support a healthy immune system. So you're going to start in an Instapot or crock pot or kitchen pot, and you're going to heat the oil. And remember to always use really good oil.
So you're just mixing the leeks until they get a little bit melted and soft. But you're also going to be pouring in your garlic and your lemon zest, your nutmeg, and your thyme. And you're going to mix this together until it's kind of soft, and then you put your cauliflower in afterwards. And I like a lot of pepper. I put pepper on everything. So we put the pepper in, and we put a little bit of salt in. I'm using Himalayan pink salt. And that's about all salt. Okay, put a little pepper in because I love pepper.
And then you're going to add your stock and the bay leaf and then cook, covered for 25 to 35 minutes. Or you can put it on a soup setting if you're using an Instapot. And then you do it until the cauliflower is tender. And it's a wonderful soup, and you could add so many different things to it. And I add mushrooms during the last 10 minutes.
Put it in like this. And just some mushrooms to make it even better. And then I stir them in. And we will put this in for another, let's say 5 minutes.
The total prep time for everything was about 10 to 15 minutes. Total cooking time was 25 to 35 minutes. And this particular recipe serves 5. Enjoy. The next thing we're going to make is blueberry miso muffins. These are a wonderful snack in the morning when you're on the go, or you can just leave them in your refrigerator and eat them when you feel like it. And try to, when you're cooking with this, try to cook with grass-fed butter, which has a nutritional edge and offers more healthy nutrients than regular butter. So remember, grass-fed butter. And it's less processed than regular margarine. And miso paste may support gut health. It has fermentation in it that the process involves production of miso. And make sure, this is a tip, make sure you use sweet miso paste. I learned the hard way that there's also a very wonderful savory paste, but it doesn't really belong in your muffins. And I add eggs, and you beat the eggs in the miso butter, and I use eggs from my chickens, and I suggest organic free-range eggs, just so you know what you're getting. And we have stevia, which is touted as a safe and healthy sugar substitute that can sweeten up food without the negative health effects linked to sugar. And my vanilla I use promotes a healthy digestive system. It supports weight loss, helps with healing, and is really good for your heart. And 1 cup of coconut milk. And we use 2 cups of blanched almond flour. And almond flour is rich in vitamin E and other antioxidants, which help reduce the risk of serious health conditions like cancer, diabetes, stroke, and heart disease. And we have 1/4 cup of coconut flour. And coconut flour is high in fiber and is a good source of protein. Adding this to your diet may promote stable blood sugar, good digestion, and a healthy heart. And we have nutmeg and allspice, and we have cinnamon. Nutmeg, as I stated before, is found to have health benefits, including the ability to relieve pain, soothe indigestion, strengthen cognitive function, detoxify the body, and boost skin health, so many other things. And allspice fights cancer. And we have our baking powder, which 1 teaspoon of baking powder has 339 milligrams of calcium, which is about 33% of our daily intake. Both calcium and phosphorus play roles in maintaining healthy bones, nails, and teeth. And blueberry, I mentioned those before. They help with heart health, bone strength, skin health, blood pressure, diabetes management, and cancer prevention. 1 cup of blueberries provides a person with 24% of daily recommended vitamin C. And here's our muffins. We'll bake and enjoy. Other things that you could do to start immediately to live your best life. These are just from my heart speaking to you about things I do. A couple have been chosen from the Longevity Paradox by Stephen Gundry, and things I use throughout my life. Foods to eat and habits to keep for longevity. Eat green leafy vegetables as often as you can. Get at least 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil a day. And fast. That means just make sure, put your meals in the middle of the day when you get up in the morning. Don't eat after 6 o'clock. And eat legumes, lentils, spermidine, which is a longevity agent, which we are just beginning to understand. It reduces inflammation, helps with fat metabolism, and regulates cell growth. Also, black beans, chickpeas, and peas. And all of them are great for your body. And mushrooms. They have anti-aging, anti-intoxicant, or actually not just mushrooms, but they're polyamines. And they're mushrooms, peas, hazelnuts, pistachios, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, green leafy beans, mushrooms, matcha, I've said that twice, but green tea, aged cheeses, and lentils. I told you I really love mushrooms. And I eat sweet potatoes like many, many times a week. They're called resistant starches. Instead of being converted to sugar, which is glucose and sugar, sweet potatoes break down into a complex starch which actually regulates your blood sugar and helps you feeling full longer. Plus, sweet potatoes are great for your stomach and your gut. And avoid foods high in lectins. This will help with symptoms of gastroesophageal reflux disease, which is GERD, Studies have found that lectins can interfere with the absorption of calcium, iron, phosphorus, and zinc. They bind the lining of the digestive tract and disrupt the breakdown of digestion and can play a role in promoting inflammatory conditions such as premature aging, rheumatoid arthritis, and type 1 diabetes. Here's some foods that are high in lectins: chili and bell peppers, white potatoes, eggplants, tomatoes, gooseberries, goji berries, pepino melons, as mentioned before, whole milk, ricotta cheese, ice cream, yogurt, regular yogurt, cottage cheese, and peas and beans. And each of these are foods that I grew up with. I love them. I started eliminating them and eliminating many problems in my life. And here's a good slide you might like. Limit alcohol to no more than 2 glasses a day. And I mean 6 ounces, not 2 full glasses, 6 ounces. All studies that look at the effects of alcohol over time show a classic hermetic curve, which means drinking some alcohol is good for you, it's good for your health and longevity, but drinking a lot is bad. Here's something I didn't know. Donate blood. I do it all the time now. Researchers in Denmark and Sweden study millions of blood donors to see if frequency of donating blood would lead to low iron levels. Instead, what they found is that people who donated blood lived longer and significantly longer than those who donated less frequently. It reduces the amount of iron in our bodies. The final tips I will share are from the Brain Saver book by Anthony William. I drink lemon water every day. I put a half a lemon, juice from a half a lemon or lime in about 16 ounces of water, but I actually drink it throughout the day. It flushes out toxin and keeps you hydrated.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our time together, and I appreciate you being here. There was one other idea I wanted to share with you about healthy living. I started going to yoga retreats probably about 8 years ago, and it was kind of scary, and because I didn't know anybody, and I didn't know anything about what is a yoga retreat. Well, it was just a wellness retreat. We ate good food, we learned how to meditate, we learned how to do mindful thinking, mindful walking. So what I would invite you to do is actually to find time to go either to a wellness retreat or something where you are pampered. It might mean getting a massage. I know this is extravagant for some people because they're like, I don't do massages, but do something that to take care of their body, because your body is what's going to take you through your life. So you have to start taking care of your body. So whatever it takes, eat well, go to a retreat, so just learn how to take care of your body, and then do other things like get a lot of exercise and just get out there and enjoy the rest of your lives. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
I hope you enjoyed this quick overview of some of my healthy foods that you can enjoy and you can incorporate into your life. Again, my name is Erin English. I host wellness and yoga retreats at my home yoga studio located on 2 acres in Bonsall, California. And there's the web URL if you're interested, or just look up Whispering Lilac Retreat Center.